And we're back, dear spectators, for Game 2 of tonight, after Royal Family reaffirmed their dominance against Hitman Lee. Now, next up, we have the Infernal Wolves Fenrir going up against RelyOn. So we have another animalistic fight up ahead here.
Definitely. The wolf against the lion. Probably never happen in like the real world, but who knows? Wolf can probably win, I guess. Maybe the wolf is a little bit smarter, maybe can and like the wolf is hunting in packs, right? While the lion is kind of like the lone lion, basically. So I think if there's a pack of wolves, the lion has no chance. If it's a 1v1, probably the lion has good chances to take it.
But you can, the thing is with the lion, you can always rely on them. So
Yeah, but the other is burning, right? Infernal.
True.
What can the lion do if the wolf is burning, right? So
that's kind of an unfair magical advantage they've got there.
Magic damage on the claw. It's just fire magic damage plus roll a dice plus a 1/4 dice. I don't know. Baldur's Gate. Anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
And their cousin. I didn't play Baldur's Gate further enough.
Why? It's a great game.
I know. It's a great game. It's an incredible game. But I can't find the time to play 3 hours on end. And if I'm gonna savor it, I'm gonna savor 3 hours of it on end. I mean, that's the type of game it is.
Yeah, respectable.
I was gonna say that for the Infernal Wolves, their cousin is also a browser, so they have internet access all times.
Yeah, where's the lion browser?
Where's the lion browser? That's true.
To be honest.
It's true. You could say brave. You could make an argument for brave because lions are always courageous and so on. But yeah, no. So next matchup is Infernal Wolves Fenrir against RelyOn, and I think it's going to be an interesting one because Infernal Wolves is one of the favorites. They have a pretty stacked up lineup, as you've said. Took a loss against Snooze, while RelyOn took a win against Royal Family. So how is it going to go in this match? Is RelyOn going to prove that they've got it? Or was maybe the win against Royal Family a sort of fluke? Let's see that very soon because I think this is an important matchup to set the tone between these I'll say high, like not high end, but the climb up, the way up. Is RelyOn going to be able to claw their way up to the top 3, show that they're definitely to be reckoned with?
I would say I would say I will never bet against RelyOn again. So with Infernal Wolves, you will just lose the game, I guess. Like there's no way RelyOn does it twice. So I will just always bet on them now. On paper, I would say Infernal Wolves definitely will look for the offline event, while RelyOn, it's a tough task. But yeah, we will see what happens in the draft. And like the Udi ban, the respect ban against Fire Mustache definitely is a good one. And the Skana ban, a non-ban, whoever this non is, could be Mel. I don't know if Mel is like there's no picture or something. Yeah, it's actually Mel. It's
actually Mel. Yeah.
I'm so smart, legit. I'm so smart.
Prediction.
Yeah.
Sometimes the draft lol has some little issues, but it's the Mel ban.
I mean, that's incredible. I just knew it.
I thought it was a non-ban. I was gonna say, wow, RelyOn just coming in being like, we don't even need all of our bans. But no, they have the decency to take 3 bans, 3 very meta bans, in contrast to Infernal Wolves, who have 2 really specific bans, target bans, going up against RelyOn here.
Yeah, and especially Wild Wolf gets some respect with the Valkos ban, which I quite like. And on the other side, I like the Mel, I like the Skana, I like the Wukong, just classic bans, I would say, at the moment. And actually, it's the second time Volibear. I mean, we saw it working for Valyrian. So we have already the draft advantage. Valyrian won with it, so Fire Mustache will win with it. Or maybe it's Frimpong. I saw that Frimpong actually plays a lot of Volibear in the top lane, on solo queue at least. So it's the year-old classic flex pick till the end. And speaking about flex picks till the end, Nico mid lane support, nobody knows. So
nobody knows.
RelyOn had one clear strategy week 1, full engage. They had one clear strategy in week 2, never engage, just get engaged. And now they have one clear strategy, flex picks till the end.
They're just always gonna take an archetype and drive it to its fullest.
Yeah, it's basically that. They have one wheel and they just like wheel it like something like wheel with my names or with like stuff, and they just got flex pick. Okay, then we just take 5 flex picks and see what happens. Na gets locked in, good blind pick, and can actually work against Volibear. And it's look Bingo's top champion basically, and we have their Filius. Like there's full comfort at the moment. Scopes plays a lot of Victor solo queue, Luck Bingo plays a lot of Nan solo queue, and the Furious is also the most played from Meccano, so they basically just like the comfort draft right now. And RelyOn says the next flex pick, top lane, jungle, whatever, we just pick it. So we have 2 top lane jungle flexes, so they can still decide the matchup. Which I think Zac is fine against Na, Volibear is fine against Na. I think matchup is not carrying too much. Both can actually lane swap, so we might even see a lane swap just because of Volibear and Zac. But we need to see it. And there's a Leona ban. Probably some hard engages against the Nico could make sense, that Nico can just maybe have a better time. But usually, like Nico wants those melee matchups because she can poke them. So, and Varus is gone also. Yeah, let's see what the decision is for all those flex picks from RelyOn.
Yeah, that definitely makes it really hard to pin down what role should you ban at the end. It's a really powerful lever, because we've seen it. Also, last game, I mean, the same scenario for all family. Until the end, their composition could change completely until the very end. Like, one pick could decide it all, and it gives you so much agency, because the enemies, they've laid out all of their cards here, Baron, at that point.
Yeah. And I believe that Nico is probably like the midline pick. They already see the matchup versus Victor, and like Nico. Wild Wolf, I just spotted the solo queue account, that's why I sometimes look there and not like to you guys. Because he plays a lot of Nico, or not a lot of, but some Nico in the solo queues, or maybe it's just a matchup he prepares and prefers against Victor. Caitlyn now being out, both ADCs actually, which got played last game. Just some early game aggressive ADCs who can maybe punish Aphelios, and to toe-to-toe in terms of range, because Aphelios with Sniper Gun has basically the same range than Caitlyn, so just getting some advantages there in the bot lane. With this Rakan pick, you already maybe show that you want to play Sire Rakan, but right now there's not too much engaged from Infernal Wolves, so I wouldn't really like a Sire, in my opinion. There's not just a hard engage option right now, but it all could change with the jungle pick. And Thresh, of course, works well against Zac, works well against Rakan. You jump in, you get flayed back. So, and there's always like the lantern to maybe get someone out of Nico ult and stuff. So, kind of like that. And it's a Talia. I think, did we saw him with Talia, or did we saw someone else with Talia? But there was a Talia.
Talia for sure.
In the mid lane, no, in the jungle actually, but
in the jungle,
not the mid lane Talia yet.
Was it Rubin?
Yeah, it actually was okay. So we have the second time a Rubin now on this Talia, and it's actually a brilliant. If you just see Zac and Rakan both kind of dash in, jump in, you just lay the rocks down. So it's basically counter. They basically try to rather counter pick the enemy team comp, because Zac and Rakan need to get in, so just flail them, lay the rocks down and stuff. So basically just disengage out of RelyOn.
Mm-hmm.
and now RelyOn picks Vayne against not a single tank. You can do that, of course, but maybe there are better options in my opinion. But he should be confident. I mean, nobody slams Vayne on the last pick if he is not confident, right? So he definitely should know what he's doing here. And with Vayne, you have like the tumble against the fresh hooks, for example. So just a little bit more safety from her. And yeah, can definitely work well as just a ADC you can follow up onto this full engage comp. I think Kaiser probably is the better follow-up engage ADC, or Jhin or something who can just always follow up with ultimate. But Vayne can definitely work as well.
Yeah, there is this small thing you can use the Talia wall with the Condemned to your advantage. So maybe it's the idea that, okay, that Talia is probably going to be onto us on the bot lane. It's going to be a problem starting level 6. But if the Talia comes, she's essentially, it's a free Condemn usually, you know, because she's going to land there in front of a wall and instant stun. So maybe they're just also considering that as a factor. And there's a bunch of peel as well, and that's huge. There's so much peel.
Yeah. And you said something I would never even think about. I love that. This Talia insta stun, it's great. And just as a quick little funny note about Talia, I just saw it on Twitter. There's a clip where Talia ults, and then there's a Mel, and like Talia ult gets Mel blocked, and so jumps back. So there's like an A with the Talia.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and like Talia jumps into it. So she was basically in her own little prison and stuff. It was really funny to see. So and you wouldn't think about Talia ult as like a skill shot or something, which would you reflect, but it works. That's a skill shot basically. So that's actually. So
it's not a bunch of minions. Okay.
No, that was really funny to see. This little prison where Talia landed in. Anyway, team comp wise, I would probably give it to Infernal, and we still need to see if Volibear or Sek goes top lane. In my opinion, both can play the matchup into Gnar. Probably Volibear could be a little bit stronger just because of his all-in into Gnar. He can always flash Q and just try to full burst him. And if he jumps out, just ulti after him. And like Sek against, he kind of don't like range matchups, because usually with Sek you want melee matchups where you just stand into them, press W, heal you, because you press W, there's a plop, you rock into the plop, you deal damage while you're healing. So Sek really likes those melee matchups where you can just spam W over and over again. And Gnar, like only in Mega Gnar, Sek cannot really do it. And after he jumps in and Gnar jumps out, he needs to hit the Q, for example, to slap him back. So I think Volibear, especially because Frimpong played a lot of Volibear and solo queue, I would assume it's Volibear top lane, but we will see. We will see when we are in game.
We'll see. I always like to see Zank jungle. I mean, he's such a fun jungler, such a fun champion. You know, he comes in from miles away and he's just suddenly there. You know, it's good times. Good times.
Yep. Interesting gank angles for sure, and it's really hard to actually place wards against him because he can jump from all the spaces.
Yeah.
So you usually need to ward a little bit different. You can, for example, ward relatively deep where we would see him when he comes from this or this angle, for example, but then you don't have a ward in the brush, for example. So makes you a little bit more vulnerable to some sort of ganks, but maybe you see him before he jumps in. So yeah, it's just really hard to play against it, and that's always like a little wild card, especially for the underdog team. So easy ganks, easy setups, you can just gank a lane over and over, and there's some follow-up. For example, Volibear can always go for stun, so you have this follow-up CC or even the starting CC. And then even in a bot lane, you have the Vayne Condemned or like the Nico stuff. So there are chances to help the Zac gank working. So if Fire Mustache finds it, then it could be dangerous for Infernal Wood.
We'll see how that all pans out as we're getting to the Summoner's Rift for the second game of tonight. Infernal Wolves, Fenrir going up against RelyOn Esports on the red side. Here we go.
Yeah, and funny thing, except the Rakan, every single pick was a flex pick. Because there was the opportunity to play Vayne top lane, for example. I mean, not with those many top lane flex picks, but like when we were talking about like they pick full flex team, then only the Rakan basically wasn't. So they stick to the draft idea. Oh, that was actually a funny boomerang. Just to explain it. Usually, if you throw it in front of you, it wouldn't like fly like this distance, but like he threw it behind him and then just stepped out of the way because the back throwing or the way the boomerang takes to get back to you is longer than the distance you can throw it. So you can actually try to hit people from far beyond because of just throwing it the other side and dodging the boomerang instead of catching it. Which was funny, but of course did not really change anything. But sometimes you can try to stop recalls with it and stuff. So there's actually that's actually a neat trick from Luke Bingo there to just get the first hit against an enemy this game.
Yeah, definitely. It look like a long range. I really like that Erwin as well. As I said, when the enemy is on the bot lane, we have very early aggression. Lots of damage falling onto Mikano with the Ignite. The Flare is going to save him some space. Arkham's now on the thread as the Ignite from the other side comes out. Not Signage right behind him. Erwin just around the corner to maybe turn the tides and pick up a kill for his team as Terminator is on the thread. It comes, flashes away from the stone shots. Terminator away as well, but it's the first blood for the jungler of Infernal Wolves.
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem if you flip it level 1. If you don't know that enemy jungler is bot side, then it's really, really dangerous. If he would have started blue buff, then it would be still a flip, a bad flip, but now you even get the first blood through Ruben. And like, I kind of saw the idea from this all-in onto Mikano, but in the end, and that's actually really dangerous, Thresh deals a lot of auto attack damage with his W, so or with his E. I'm sorry, I don't know. And because of that, like they kind of almost killed Mikano, but then like Vayne just got basically solo boloed by not a sandwich, so was not the worthest trade in the playbooks. And Mikano still has barrier, while the other side he pretty much used every single summoner spell, so. There's a little plus for Infernal Wolves, even though they got first.
Yeah, that backfired quite poorly for them. Luckily for the bot lane, in a sense, the kill went to the enemy jungler at least. You know, you take what you can from this sort of situation. But for the rest, things really steady. Wild Wolf having a really, really strong start in the mid lane already, in my opinion. Got that 10 CS lead.
Yeah.
Is it shoving the waves?
Works well for him. And like, he chooses the matchup. He plays it on solo queue. So he knows what he's doing. And like we said, he was a contender for the player of the week. So he is definitely a good midliner. And he shows it times and times. I mean, scopes as well. So we,
yeah, 2 contenders going up against. And I was gonna say, with all the target bans against Wild Wolf and the champ select, you know, Wolf knows to respect another Wolf and yada yada.
True. Actually, I should swap teams just because the Wild Wolf with the Infernal Wolves. I mean, that would be funny.
The hook lands on the bot lane with Fire Mustache just around the corner. On the Zag is going to be able to join up. Maybe Dominator already getting really low. As Infernal Wolves are quite a bit far ahead. Ruben just around the corner. However, lots of damage falling onto the supporter of RelyOn. Is the first to fall here. Second to follow him is Mikado. But with the flare, Ruben is able to throw lots of damage on the comms and picks up the kill on the enemy AD carry. Fire Mustache now all alone on his Zag. Is also close to fall. The blobs are there from the passive. But he's not going to divide away.
Yeah, and the sad part about it was that just Terminator went in or got caught a little bit too early and then dropped down a lot. So they couldn't really fight it anymore. And then they tried, but it was just a bad thing. And in the end, Ruben now got 3 kills for just one of Wayne. So it's really a bad sign already for RelyOn that their whole gameplay, the whole plan for the early game, getting Kamens ahead, just did not really work out. And now it's a Wayne from behind, which can work, but gets really hard for her. But in the meantime, at least Wild Wolf and especially Frimpong are ahead in some CS. So something is working for this team right now.
Yes, definitely. Those two lanes being able to get a very good start here. Quite unfortunate for them that Erubin's got a huge lead now. A 3-0 to Leah can deal some nice damage already. That's going to be an issue. They are going for the Void Grubs as well, while RelyOn is really cross-map objective. You already have one beat of strength in favor of Infernal Wolves. And they do go for the lane swap here.
Yep, they try to secure the White Grubs with the bot lane, and yeah, it's just a smart play, getting your bot lane where the objective is, and in the end your Nas are behind anyway, so yeah, it's not like the worst thing if he drops behind a little bit further.
Gets barely away, but still gets away. Little help was caught by the elastic jump from the Zac. In the meantime, Erubin just doing his thing here, stealing some camps, and Frimpong under quite a lot of pressure here, unbeknownst to him, I think, as a tower dive seems to be shaping up on the top lane and middle lane. We have Storm being brought back. He's forced to get out with his own ultimate. I think that I didn't see the health of the turret, but it's starting to look back. Fire Mustache goes for the flash in. Maybe a return kill on the bot lane finally for Kams as they go on to look bingo. That's what they need to bring the Vayne back in a favorable position here.
Yeah, that was really important that they get a return play, but on the top side, oh, the hook mistimed in the end, so Frimpong can kind of survive this tower dive because he can just clear the wave. There's not much to be done here. And now he needs to maybe proxy the wave back, because otherwise he can get tower dived. But the wave is not coming too fast, and our Ruben, of course, can stop him from doing it. So that could be a rough one. He has no ultimate and no flash to survive it again.
Yes, gets flayed back, tries to win some time by using the Cupid. Too much damage falling onto him, and Mikado comes around to grab the kill. But in the meantime, on the bot lane, RelyOn is able to pick up the first turret at least.
Yeah, well played by them. And that's of course because the bot lane turret has like the tankiness. Oh no, look bingo.
The second kill for Kams as well. Things are looking up for RelyOn with these plays on the bot lane.
Yeah. They try to get the Vayne ahead, and now the Vayne kinda gets ahead. I mean, 3 kills. While Mikado did not really get the kills on Volibear. I mean, he got the last one. But besides that, they couldn't really dive on the first time. So in the end, especially with all those plating gold and with the first turret and stuff, this Vayne could even be slightly ahead on the Zephyrs, but he also got like all platings. So they are both kinda strong right now. Both have the first item already built, and Volibear, because of like the wave clear after the teleport and stuff, He even got a nice little CS advantage while look Bingo, because he didn't teleport it to the wave and kind of just walked 2 times in a row. He just dropped a lot of CS and even a life a second time. So game is working out for RelyOn, but they are still behind in total gold.
It's a 1k gold lead in favor of the Infernal Wolves. Puts them in a more comfortable position for sure. Still lots of lead on Arabin. Also in terms of CS to his counterpart Fire Mustache, which is really great to see. We now once again have lane swaps from both teams. Seemingly with the grubs coming in soon again. It's from 1 minute to the next Drake. RelyOn definitely doesn't want to give them any more grubs with Fripon here on the threat on the bot lane. Lots of damage coming out from Mikado here, and he seems to be going for an aggressive stance here. Pushing him away in between turrets. In the meantime, in the middle lane, Pop Blossom onto 2 people. Escapes forced to flash away. Rubin flashing over the wall here as well to survive. A tough call for the Infernal Wolves here.
Yeah, not enough damage to really kill both, but in the end, maybe enough to scare them away from the Void Crops. The biggest problem right now is that Vayne cannot really get those stacks from the turret, while on the other side, Mikado can. So they get a lot of plating spot lane, and Vayne cannot get those plating spot lane. Now it's the first one, but on bot lane, it's almost the whole turret. No, it is the full turret. So basically, Mikado got 10 platings, while Nakamans only got 6 right now. So definitely a better trade for him, and now they even get the first Drake for themselves. So both sides now with the first 2 objective thingies.
And a tower dive on top lane. Luke Bingo with almost Mega Gnar, but doesn't get it in time. That's a clean dive from RelyOn. In the meantime, on the middle lane, we have a Zolo Polo coming in from Wild Wolf against Scopes with the bot lane, and Rubin coming in from that Drake pit. However, he is forced to kind of find a chase.
Yeah, again, Wild Wolf. The banger performance, just outplaying Scopes there. Well played, dude. And now they, after the tower dive top lane, they get some platings for the Vayne, so it kind of evens out in total plates. But Mikado already on the next plating turret.
Fire Mustache forced back away. Very nice condemn coming in from Kams. Lots of damage on the Rubin. Picks the shutdown as well. That's huge for him here as he keeps the thread on Scope going while the ulti is running, but has to be careful because here comes the Arcane Storm. Dominator now goes in. Is going to die at the hands of the mid laner of Infernal Wolves.
Yeah, well played. And that's another kill and a shutdown, most importantly. This Vayne now has 5 kills. And maybe it's not the best team comms for Vayne, but he plays a pretty decent Vayne. And like I said, if you last pick it, you know what you are doing, and the team knows what you are doing. So they actually all play for her. We see a lot of H's actually on Frempom. So there was like a old school build with a lot of H's into those fireplate stuff. I don't know, with like the cooldown reduction and stuff. And just going for like a hybrid build basically, and then there's like the full tank build on the other side. So interesting item builds, but now Scopes maybe in trouble.
Yeah, on the threat here, Terminator coming in for revenge together with his team, and that could be another huge kill for Kams coming in. 300 gold more in the pocket of the Vayne player. And now I'm getting curious, how much money does he actually have over his enemy here? Because he's a bit behind in CS. I think he got less platings, but he's got those 6 kills.
I wanted to ask the same. I wanted to ask the same. If he is actually ahead in gold or not. Oh, good route there.
Ooh, in the mid lane, the Pop Blossom, not onto 2 people, but Mikado getting charmed as well. With the lantern, might be able to get away, flashes aside of the damage from Wild Wolves, gets shut down by Not Sandwich. And Dominator does not get away either.
There wasn't enough damage. It's so sad to see because it was such a good idea, but now they even get him. So at least something for Fire Mustache. Probably not much. Yeah, he needs the flash. But it's so sad for Wild Wolf. He did everything correct on Mikado, but then it was just him and the support. Not enough. In the meantime, Scopes.
Akans doing the solo bolo against Scopes. It starts to get a bit dangerous, but he comes out really healthy actually of that fight. Is ultiless, however, and not Sandwich coming just around the corner. Although alone, we have a TP coming in from Frippon. Gets him under the turret. Akams dying solo, killed by the enemy support.
Yeah, who collects the second shutdown now. So he gets a lot of gold actually.
Oh, but he gets caught here. He just gets ganged upon, and it's a support who gets a shutdown as well to stay in theme.
The portal comeback indeed. The supports just collect the money depth on everybody and said it's my job to keep you alive, so it's my money.
Yeah, I mean it's their deep. Rubin catches Wolf here. Lots of damage falling onto him. The combo sat down. Tries to get away with the help of Terminator, who takes a few hits. Flashes from both to tank the skill shots. Wolf gets away with a pixel of health.
Well played by Terminator. That's real love. That's the support job.
Real. Now it's Gibbs on the threat. He gets caught by the jungler and top lane of RelyOn. Esports gets really low, but not sandwiches around the corner to win him some time. It's not enough, however. With Mikado coming in, they might turn the tides here. As Terminator and Akams are coming in from the mid lane, it might be a little bit too late to save Frippon, who gets really low here. With the blast code, bring him back, but here comes Terminator, gets the knockup on Mikado as Akams joins the fight, but gets immediately hooked here. Is forced to use the ultimate in the middle of the enemies. Is gonna die here at the hands of Mikado, and things are looking really good for Infernal Wolves here. Flash hook and another kill for Not Sandwich. Always bet on Fresh.
That's so insane. The Fresh with the job done. 5-1. And it's kinda even actually something for Infernal Wolves, because if this Fresh is fat, then he can buy a lot of quite important items to keep Meccano alive. And Meccano kinda is a win condition right now, as the ADC has the big scaling factor. So bringing your support ahead actually helps the hyper carry. And he already has the Knight's War, so definitely something. But there's Fire Mustache and Frimpong. But Akams is still on the way. The most important part of the team comp isn't there yet, so they should not be allowed to fight right now.
While Wolf with the Pop Blossom, we're waiting for an angle. Accounts just around the corner. 5 people on side of RelyOn. Pop Blossom onto 2 people, notably Scopes getting a lot of damage. Mikado a bit late into the fight, is going up. Fire Mustache passive is thrown. Akams picks up Not Sandwich as well. It's a 4-4-4. Shutdown money going to Rubin. Akams now caught against Rubin alone on one side from the wall, but he should be able to do the 1v1. Not if the Summer sits. Gets a shutdown on the enemy jungler. 1 jungler down, 2 junglers down. As RelyOn now goes full force onto the Infernal Wolves, but Mikado does a wonderful job at poking them together with Scopes from the back line. Double kill for Luke Bingo, and that's a win for Infernal Wolves on this fight.
And I wish we had replays here, because that was such a clean fight actually by the Infernal Wolves, and especially Rubin looked a little bit bad that he tried to 1v1 Akams there, but in the end, because of the ultimate, because of the Terraduct, he actually separated the whole team from Akams. So the Vayne was basically a line in the end of the fight, and so they could kill her, and without the Vayne, there's no chance for RelyOn to actually win the team fight. So Rubin basically surrendered himself for the greater goods. And yeah, it worked out for them. So well played by Rubin, just separating the whole team. And
Rubin overall having a really good game as well.
Yeah.
Started strong, but also his combo, it just sits. I mean, he's been hitting it times and times again.
Yeah, he finds the knock-up every single time. And it's just really strong on her. And we saw it versus Red Out, I guess, in their first matchup. And or was it Red Out? I think it was, I don't know. But we see it here again. Rubin, Alia is just really clean.
And they take the Herald without too much trouble. RelyOn doesn't even find an angle to deny it. The game with Tilly was against Hitman Lee, first game of the season overall, even.
Yeah. Oh, it was against Hitmonlee. True. And yeah, worked out here, worked out there. In the end, we have defeats of strength, by the way, on Infernal Wolves. So they get a little bit better boots, basically. And, of course, in 1 minute, basically, there should be the good old Atakan spawning. So probably we'll see a find around it in a couple of minutes.
Yes, and we had a pretty bloody game so far. 29 kills in total. Fire Mustache getting denied by a Rubin's knock up here. And he is forced to flash away from that hook to not risk dying here.
And we see a funny item build, by the way, that Not Sandwich actually went for the Jug Show, which is like a total tank item, which gives not something for your team, just something for himself. That he is tanky, and he can only build it because he got like 5 kills and 2 shutdowns, right? And because of that, he now is basically unkillable in teamfights later on. And he could have spent the money on like something like Redemption or something, just to be a little bit more supportive. But in this case, he just wants to be the front line for Meccano. And with Jack Show, he is really unstoppable, basically. So, interesting item build by him, that he kinda went for the ego route, you could say, but will work out later on, because only Akamas can basically kill him right now, and he needs to do a lot in those team fights to actually win it.
Yeah.
And we see actually from Pom with this old item build, Rod of Ages into those fire plates. We already see like the seal and stuff, so he goes for the full cruiser item build, and maybe it's the wrong decision because he just pops then in team fight, but we will see.
We'll see how that plays out. 5 men of RelyOn getting here. The hook on Fire Mustache because he can find the engage, and they are dealing lots of damage on Not Sandwich before the rest of Infernal Wolves can even get over the wall. But so much damage they are able to throw out on Fire Mustache. Yeah, we had the Moonlight Villager doing so much damage. Pop Blossom is also interrupted before he can do anything. It's a triple kill for Ruben, and with that they just rout RelyOn in a matter of seconds.
You see what I said there? He is just too tanky. Like 4 people trying to kill him because of Shaq Zhou. He just survives it, flashes out, RelyOn is overstaying, and then they die because they cannot win the teamfight after they just threw anything at Not Sandwich. So the item build worked out. It was too tanky, like I said, and in the end, Infernal Wolves of Fenrir actually winning the teamfight, winning the Atakan. And probably we're just winning the game. Now we win the 2 with falls because of the Herald. And yeah, I don't see a world where RelyOn can actually trying to win it. Wayne now has the QSS actually for herself. So she tries to get out of CC, but I mean, she's just dead. I mean, she will probably never really be in the spot where 1 CC would kill her in those team fights. He just pops anyway, so maybe some more damage, maybe the Terminus or something for tankiness, the Jug Show later on would help a little bit more.
Yeah, that gold lead of the Infernal Wolves getting bigger and bigger at 7k right now. Objective bounties coming in for RelyOn, but that's just a small consolation as Infernal Wolves are picking up their 3rd drag, and with that also Soul Point. He's still got the false life from Atakan running as well, so they have so much power right now, so much control over the game, so much momentum. It's hard to break it off.
Yeah, Fire Mustache at least with a good flank there, but there's false life, so even if they find a good team fight now, it basically does nothing for them. And we just saw a solo bolo there. Good job, QG. Well played. By Look Bingo just finding. And I mean, it's a full cruiser item build. He actually has 2 items who just won. So, would have won it.
Oh, Wildwolf getting caught. Does the Pop Blossom a bit too early to be really a safety? Arkhams are coming in, but it's too late. The mid lane of RelyOn is already dead. It's Not Sandwich who picks up the kill like a true support would. As we now have Fire Mustache finding purchase, but he's not able to put the auto attack to get the CC on Meccano. In the meantime, the rest of the Infernal Wolves just push ahead, take down the rest of RelyOn, and it's an ace.
against the false life. Nobody dies. And it should be the finish now from Wild Wolf. In this fight, basically nothing worked from RelyOn. Frimpong lost the 1v1. Meantime, Wild Wolf flipped his ultimate to nobody. Dominator ulted but couldn't really get someone. Zac was in the backline, nobody dealt damage. And Vayne couldn't really fight versus Talia, so yeah, just everything worked against them.
Time for a last stand for RelyOn as the members are spawning back and Infernal Wolves are starting to get hit on. But they're able to find a secure escape before anything really happens here.
Yep, there's no false life anymore, so they just did not really want to risk a team fight now with Baron being up. So they just said, yeah, we got more than enough with double inhibitor. Just go, reset, get items, and then fight Baron basically. Now we even have Sterax on the Gnar. So now he has 2 items. Next item for Frimpong would be the Frozen Heart. But yeah, it's probably too late for it. He loses the sideline anyway. Yeah, rough time.
And you gotta give it to Infernal Wolves, but especially to Ruben, who's having like a really strong game here. Sitting at 9-2. The combo is always sitting, finding the knockup, and has had a huge impact in a lot of the fights right now on this Talia.
Yeah, it's so hard to play against it. You cannot dash into her. Like all your champions, I don't want to say get useless, but like Vayne cannot really play too aggressive because every single Q would stun her. And Fire Mustache cannot really jump into them. He needed to jump quite awkwardly around her. And then Rakan cannot really fight the team fights as well. So it's just really a tough task to be done for RelyOn.
But I think Not Sandwich should have gone for an Infinity Edge. I mean, that would have been incredible, wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. That's
Just he should have, like, at 3 kills he should have been like, okay, I'm the AD carry now. No.
Yeah, why not? Just 80 fresh at this point. But I mean, he does a good job with just.
No, he's doing an incredible job, and here we have the engage onto RelyOn, who they just tried to peek around the corner, and they just got halted doing that by Infernal Wolves with the wall of a Ruben Frimpong, using everything to try and get away, but he's not getting away, that's for sure. Fire Mustache finds purchase on the enemy AD, but he's all alone, left alone by his team. He's gonna die at the hands of the Talia player. Wild Wolf all alone in the base, last man standing for RelyOn, but there is nothing to do at this point. 5 people crashing into the last turrets of the Nexus, now bared open for Infernal Wolves to pick at.
And that should be game for Infernal Wolves. It all started with the first blood on a Ruben and ended with 11, 2 and 14 a Ruben, who played a wonderful Talia game actually. Hard carried basically the whole team, except Not Sandwich, who was the true carry, of course.
The true carry. He was the real AD carry as well. With that base AD dealing so much damage on the auto attack. Getting all the kills, of course. As a true Thresh. I mean, it's befitting. I mean, he's Thresh, he's the Soul Reaper, you know, all that. So he just did his job in the end.
He did. And with a lot of success, actually.
But still, it was a very good game also from RelyOn. I mean, they did really great still in the early to mid game stages. It was a game where, like, at all times they still could have gotten it back, especially once they got the Vayne ahead. It looked really good for them for a while, but in the end, you know, it one bad fight and Infernal Wolves just snapped at it, took it all, found a good moment to take the lead and take control, and once they had it, they did not release it, you know, like a wolf would with their prey. And took the win.
Yeah. And next up is Snooze against Royal Family. The only undefeated team against the tier which should be undefeated, but they aren't. So it's the true test now for Snooze. And for RelyOn, it's like the way to get back on the top of the leaderboards. If they now beat Snooze, then they are tied, of course. So definitely really important for both sides. Because if Snooze win it, then there's basically like a clear path to be the first place team, at least in the first round of Robin. So that should be the big task for Snooze actually.
Yeah, and especially like it's also kind of a rematch of the finals of last season with sure a few players who changed, but still some same core members here and there. So it's definitely going to be a really interesting matchup, and we're going to take a look at it right after a short break. See you soon.